Nestled on the coast of Devon is one of England's most celebrated and scenic fishing towns. Brixham was once a thriving boat-building community with a fleet of trawlers that revolutionised the fishing industry in the 19th century. The fishing fleet remains, as do the quaint, colourful houses, and hidden amongst them sits St Peter's Church. Built specially for the Brixham fishing community in 1874, it was deconsecrated 100 years later. With property prices high in this picture postcard town, Neil Worrell and Jackie Robinson have bought half the church for a cut-down price of £100,000. They've gone 50-50 on the cost, and they plan to transform it into a holiday home.
It's almost like the church is looking down at you and saying, oh, yeah, you know, thanks for buying me.
It's like a Cinderella property, really. Yeah. We hope it'll be really beautiful.
Yeah.
Half the church has already been converted into flats, and it's a difficult building to access. In the last 20 years since the church was closed, it's had 2 previous owners. The last owner failed to convert it into a living space.
What we agreed was that Neil would be in charge of structural stuff, all the technical stuff, and I would do all the nice bits, really.
Neil is an architect who trained at the Royal College of Art, and Jackie runs her own HR consultancy business.
We've been together, 4 years, but we're both quite independent and lead quite independent lives.
They currently live apart, Jackie in London and Neil in Hertfordshire. And having both been married before, they hope that by restoring the church, it will bring them closer together.
It's a project of love between us, and we want to do it together and enjoy it. We bought it on Valentine's Day. We'd like to finish on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's the idea. We'll have a party on Valentine's Day.
I've come to help and advise them as they begin their restoration journey.
Good morning.
Hello, George.
How are you? Lovely to meet you.
Good,
You well?
How are
Nice to meet you. So this is it?
Yes, our church.
It's not what I expected at all.
No.
When someone says you're going to see a church, you think it's going to be some kind of big, grand, prominent building.
No.
But actually it's this tiny little thing tucked away in the hillside.
Cute, isn't it?
Really cute.
Yeah.
From the outside,
Yeah,
you can see little
done.
cracks here and there,
Yeah.
the coping stones are going, the guttering's all
Yeah.
shot, the slate tiles are not bad.
I knew there was a lot of work involved in it, but with a bit of persuasion, we sort of thought, we do love it, and we'll go for it.
She's lovely, though, isn't she?
She's brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. She'll go inside and have a look.
As half the church has already been converted, what's left is by far the most challenging part to restore. This includes the chancel, where the choir would have sat, and half the nave, which currently forms the basement. Access is on the side of the building, leaving a total space of 2,000 square feet.
This is the... This is the
It
main
is
part
big
of the
inside,
church.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's really deceptive, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah,
we'll walk on that,
steady,
George, you're okay.
careful.
To the previous owners, this unusual combination of chancel and nave has so far proved impossible to convert. But with Neil's architectural expertise and Jackie's heart set on the project, they think they can succeed where others have failed.
It's beautiful. I mean, you've got the fantastic roof panelling, which is really elegant, and all these lovely details with the stone arches and the cornicing. It's really beautiful, actually.
The church is Gothic revival, a style that swept across Britain during the Victorian era. It harked back to our God-fearing medieval past. New architectural movements brought differing styles over the centuries, but with the Church of England keen to reassert its authority against other faiths, churches were once again embellished with more austere Gothic features. St Peter's is no exception, although more modestly, with its pointed windows, decorative buttresses and stone arches. But sadly, because of its difficult location and troublesome layout, it's been left to rot. The sea air and rain has seeped into the building.
A lot of damp, though.
A lot of damp.
Yeah.
You can always tell when you walk into an old building when there's kind of moisture in the air, kind of hits the back of the
But
throat.
we're lucky to have a roof vent and some other vents, and there is some air circulation. But
I love the optimism at the beginning of projects. I love it. It's not too bad, is it? Look, I'm just looking over here. I can see daylight through there. This is what I call cottage cheese, right? This is when timber... There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. Wow.
That would have been
Lovely,
solid oak.
Neil's
at one
never
point.
shown me that before. I've been hiding that.
There's a good reason for that.
Yeah.
Upstairs, the church is full of transcending light, but down below in the basement, it's a different story altogether. Because of the positioning of the church and the steepness of the hill, half of it is underground, with no natural light.
That just doesn't feel like a church.
Well, we sometimes call this the crypt, George, but actually this is actually half of the body of the church.
How do you get natural light in?
Well, before we bought it, we put in a planning application and we got permission for a couple of
2
big
skylights.
roof lights.
I mean, that is the biggest challenge,
Correct.
obviously.
Yeah.
Is how do you get natural light into these very dark subterranean spaces?
So, just how are they going about designing this subterranean dungeon?
Okay, Neil. Design.
Neil's vision for the church has 3 separate elements. He wants to convert the basement into 3 bedrooms and a master bedroom, all with en-suites. There's also a guest lounge, divided by a slim diagonal corridor. Above the master bedroom will be the main living area and kitchen, and above this, a new mezzanine level in the vaulted ceiling.
This is our Sky Lounge.
Yeah. We're putting in
Sky Lounge.
2
Sky
different...
Lounge.
I don't know, these architects.
I don't know what the hell it's going to look like, but it sounds great.
Neil has decided to try and harness the main source of light from the church windows by creating a void with an open balcony looking down into the basement, which just happens to be their bedroom. It's a great way of getting light downstairs, but I'm worried about privacy.
Basically, it's just one of those things that if, say you've got friends over for dinner, and one of you decides you're going to go to bed early while the other one's still gassing away, you're going to be lying in bed downstairs, so you're going to hear absolutely everything.
Yeah.
You're going to have no privacy whatsoever. So it all comes down to how you live.
I can see why Neil wants to bring natural light into the basement, because it needs it. But there is another way of solving the problem.
You can get around it. You can put a glass floor in. If you just want to get the light in, you can put a solid structural glass floor. People can still walk over the top of it. You'll still get all the natural light in, and you maintain your levels of privacy.
I think what we have been very mindful about as well is that generally glass is expensive, isn't it?
This is the architectural wonder of this building.
Absolutely.
This is the space to celebrate and love. So if that's where you need to spend a bit more money,
Then you've got to spend it.
you've got to spend it.
Another issue I'm worried about downstairs is their use of a slim diagonal corridor that cuts through the rooms. But I've got an idea about how this can be changed to create more light and the illusion of more space.
You've got the potential to put another bedroom there, natural light in from the side. Yep. And then you do a bigger bedroom back here. And then what you're doing is you're losing your corridor. It's a big step. You're losing this cranked corridor. And the playroom, if you like, the kids' hangout area,
Still has a roof light.
is that with all the roof light over it.
It's taken me 10
Corridor.
months to work out the plans with Jackie, George, and I've just improved them.
I've just read them.
That's a very magnanimous thing to say, darling.
As an architect, it's great that Neil is open to my suggestions to his design. But they face 2 major challenges. Neil and Jackie are managing the build remotely, and their budget is only £100,000. For an ambitious project like this, I don't think it's enough.
Your biggest problem is your budget.
Yeah. How much do you think the budget should be then?
Don't say.
No, do. And then I can have a
Don't
completely
say.
sleepless night.
No, don't say. Please don't say. I always said that everything costs £1,000, but there are 1,000 things.
That would be £1 million, which you haven't got.
It's my belief that you can build to reasonable budgets if you have control over it and if you don't go over the top and if you manage it properly.
It's quite scary for me what he says about cost, and I don't take that lightly, really.
I have to say that Neil and Jackie are unbelievably brave for even thinking about taking on this project. They've got everything stacked against them. They've got neighbours above them, alongside them, neighbours all around them. Site access is unbelievably difficult. And the budget, I just don't know how they're going to do this for the money they've got. This is one of the most difficult restoration projects I've ever seen.
Neil and Jackie have been together for 4 years, and now they've decided to take on a challenging restoration project in Devon in the hope that it will cement their relationship. To be close to the build, they're having to rent accommodation for 12 months, already an added expense for Jackie's budget. Today, the building inspector is visiting site to sign off Neil's plans, which needs to happen before any major structural work can begin.
We looked at the roof. They've taken away the ceilings. A lot of the valley gutters are rotten, and those will obviously need to be repaired, replaced. All these types of hidden problems can be exposed once the build starts properly.
Further checks on the roof confirm their worst fears about the damp.
It will affect the budget, yeah, because we'll obviously have to, potentially replace the whole roof rather than just reslate it. We'll have to do the whole roof afresh.
But with the green light from building control, architect Neil is excited to get going and is never short of new ideas.
Maybe you could have 3 columns at the end of the bed. Build them into the bed.
What kind of colours?
I don't know, frame it with oak or something. And have some curtains or something.
Oh, no, I don't want.
They can also start sandblasting the 100-year-old plaster, which will expose the original Gothic features. And they've even started erecting the internal steel frames. 2 months later, and with the build in full flow, I'm keen to find out how Neil and Jackie have been getting on.
Morning. Anybody home? Or nearly home. It's not quite home yet, is it? There you are.
How are you?
Very good. So steel frames all in. The little decks, your little mezzanine floor decks are in. You've done all the sandblasting done as well. Look at that.
Yeah.
That looks really smart and clean on all the stonework, doesn't it?
Really pleased with how that's come up, yeah.
So how much have you actually been here in terms of time?
Well, we've just had a 2-week stint here, and we've been coordinating the sort of final strip-out stage and the next phase of the works, really. So we've been on and off.
Are you starting to feel a little bit stretched?
No. I think so far we're keeping up with it. Actually, I have to admit. And I think I keep on saying to Jackie, it's going to get easier.
And how's the project management coming along?
She's doing very well. She's organising me very well.
I'm particularly interested to see the basement and whether or not they've taken my advice on losing the diagonal corridor we discussed in my first visit.
Oh my word. What an amazing change.
Yeah.
That's incredible. You've broken all this out. So this is going to be the new position for the bedrooms because we flipped it, haven't we? Completely flipped it round.
Yeah.
You've got your little window starting to break through there.
Yeah.
There's that little inscription up there.
This is the old church window into the nave, George, which is where we're standing now, and we found this memorial plaque. It says, "And in affectionate remembrance of Charles Robinson, Vicar of St John's, Torquay, to whose priestly love for the toilers of the sea this chapel mainly owes its existence, and whose sympathy and prayers greatly helped to carry the gospel message to the fishermen at Brixham."
Because this building's been converted with the flats above, and all these windows have been kind of chopped in half and carved up, and everything's been covered over, you kind of forget that stuff's there. It's just a lovely thing about the fishermen as well. I mean, that's why this is here.
Yeah.
Neil's also taken on board my other idea to fit a glass floor in the main living room, letting even more light downstairs, but giving the master bedroom the privacy it needs. He'll need to order 4 giant panes of toughened glass, but not before we've worked out the design.
Definitely frosted there, definitely frosted on that triangle, definitely clear in the middle, but a lighter grading of frosting.
Be the icing on the cake.
With light being such an important part of this project, Neil has also designed a large roof light that doubles up as a balcony. This is Neil's Sky Lounge idea, and I've been given the honour of making the first cut.
Let there be light. And there was. Easy does it.
This is the first time since the church was built that anyone has stood this high in the building and looked out over the stunning Brixham Bay.
Ahoy there! Look at that! You can see for miles! That is fantastic.
Good.
Do you know what? I actually feel really honoured and privileged.
Wow. Brilliant. Hello, Christine.
I'll tell you what, Neil and Jackie have made the most fantastic start. Such a brilliant amount of progress in just 8 weeks.
But problems with the roof are causing them delays.
They've got a massive amount of work still to do. It's a big hill to climb.
In South Australia I was born. Heave away, haul away. South Australia, round table whip.
Revealing the inscription in the church and seeing the harbour for the first time has got me thinking about the local community, why this church was built in the first place. So I've come down to the dockside to meet sailor and writer Tom Cunliffe, who knows all about life on the high seas, the church mission, and Brixham's celebrated fishermen. But before we set sail to find out more, we need to pay our dues for a safe journey.
The fishermen themselves back in the day, they were extremely superstitious about some things, like small change, it's not going to do you any good. This is what they used to do. Toss it in the sea.
This was a regular practice for the fishermen, who saw it as a good fortune tool to Neptune, god of the sea, for their safe passage. And before we cast off, I too have to pay my way.
I've got some coins, even though I'm a tight
Robber
northerner.
man, God, there's some good stuff there, George. You could do it.
We set sail on Pilgrim, an original Brixham trawler, built in 1895 when there were 300 of these ships, employing more than 1,600 seamen and landing an average of 150 tonnes of fish a week. They perfected a new method of fishing, with no other vessels capable of towing the heavy trawl nets in all conditions. And like today, it's one of the most dangerous jobs in the world.
2, 6.
So why did these men need a church, and how did St. Peter's come to be?
People were being killed. Boats were not coming back. Every year there would be a boat or two that would not come back. Families would be orphaned. If you don't earn, you don't get paid. There was no social security. The widows and the orphans had to be looked after. They were born expecting nothing else. They were on their own, on the wide waters under God.
It wasn't surprising these were God-fearing men. As Tom can testify, the ocean can be a deadly and horrific place.
I can remember at one time, just literally lying at the bottom of the companionway steps in a serious storm in the North Atlantic with 40-foot waves breaking over the boat, and thinking to myself, I remembered the Manx Fisherman's Hymn, which ends in 2 lines. It says, "Send us thy help, remember Galilee." And I found myself repeating that. I don't know if I believe or not, but out there, it's like at war, isn't it? They say there are no atheists in a storm at sea or on the battlefield.
Believing in something on a higher plane gave the fishermen a sense of security. But it was one fateful night in 1866 that sowed the seeds for the birth of our little church. A massive storm ripped through Brixham Harbour with gut-wrenching consequences.
When the gale finally came, that everybody knew must come someday, it absolutely hammered the place. There's an account, actually, on the next page here, George.
From what we can learn,
Yeah.
it is considered by Seamen's Missionary that 150 persons and upwards perished during that gale. That's frightening, isn't it?
It's massive, isn't it?
It's a huge
150
number of people.
from one little community.
In that tiny area, really.
Yeah.
And it says here, the Brixham
Yeah, and look what they did.
fishwives did a noble act. In the height of the gale, when the cries of drowning men were mingled with the howling of the wind, they brought out their mattresses and bedding and made a fire on the quay to indicate to shipwrecked sailors the entrance to the harbour.
Although hundreds of lives had been lost, fishing was now Brixham's wealthiest export. The community was keen to support the fishermen, and in 1874 they raised £300 to build a simple church. St. Peter's was an economical, functional building, hastily erected to provide much-needed spiritual and pastoral care to Brixham's brave fishermen.
It's just incredible, actually, understanding that tragic story and the history behind Brixham and fishing really just means that our humble little tiny church up on the hill meant so much to everybody.
With the summer months over, it's a race against time to finish the roof. The bad news is, it's going to cost Neil and Jackie an extra £20,000, which means their budget is already running 20% over. And while the tight access is making it difficult to get building supplies in, it's proven even more arduous to get the waste out.
Jackie's been banned from the local waste disposal because she's been taking builders' rubbish.
With so much of the old roof to get rid of and no outside space, Jackie's helping her neighbours by supplying them with firewood.
I'm just doing the daily wood run. It's nice to know that the wood's being put to good use. It's just a bit of a hike up the hill. It's really difficult because the roads are so narrow. It's expensive to get rid of rubbish as well, so we're trying to reuse what we can.
Progress is slow as this church refuses to surrender to Neil and Jackie's will. Costs on renting accommodation are spiralling as they need to spend more time on the build. And as the autumn rains arrive, it's beginning to dawn on Jackie just how tough this restoration really is.
I do a hard day on site and then I go and do the washing and all the domestic bits as well. We're working weekends, we're working long days. It is without its challenges for sure.
The roof was delayed because of the planning, and that meant we couldn't start until September. We're now into October and the wet weather's come and hit us with a vengeance. We've had trouble keeping the water out this week. We've had Devon downpours. Jackie's stormed back to London. She's a bit upset.
Having spent the whole summer and autumn working at full throttle, things are now taking their toll. Away from Brixham, Jackie's able to take a more objective view on the whole project.
I thought, the best thing for me to do was just to come back to London. We're over budget. Neil might say that we're not, but we are over budget. We have actually spent quite a chunk of money on accommodation and travel. We never budgeted to do the church roof completely. Just the sheer volume of things that need to be done. You realise that kind of physically your mind is willing, but your kind of body gets a bit tired sometimes.
This restoration was meant to bring Neil and Jackie closer together, but now it's in danger of pulling them apart. They're still only halfway through the build and now £20,000 over budget, with serious concerns about how they're going to finish the project. But Neil is forging on with the structural work in the hope that his belief in the church will bring Jackie back on site. With Neil toughing it out at the church and Jackie spending less time on site, Neil's had to make some big decisions, and it's given him some time to reflect on their situation.
I don't think you can make this amount of investment without going for it and living in it, and that's always been my goal, really. I think possibly slightly less Jackie's. I think it is true to say that it reflects our love for each other.
Yeah. Are you both going to live here full time?
Yeah.
Does she know that?
She's persuading herself. With Jackie, you can't push Jackie, you've got to lead her.
Has it been quite hard work along the way? Because most people would say that doing a building project is the worst thing you could do to build a relationship.
The cold, with the wet, with all the stresses of me trying to sort of design it and Jackie trying to organise it, there are major complexities there. I think it can push you to the limit, actually, and you've only got to go a bit further and, you can literally be over the edge. I'm shocked, again, by how deep you have to go and how expensive it is and how complicated it is and how dirty it is and how tough it is, really. I mean, it is all consuming, tough, hard.
To lift their spirits, I thought I'd take them to a place which would offer some inspiration. Castle Cork is a glittering 19th century Gothic revival castle in Wales, and it's got some fantastic features that would help Neil and Jackie decorate their own Gothic church on an overstretched budget.
It used to obviously be a kind of medieval castle, a ruin, left and abandoned for years and years. And then in 1875, the third Marquis of Bute, who was one of the richest men in the world at the time, commissioned William Burgess, who was really one of the pioneers of Gothic revival architecture. I thought I would show you the drawing room first, more than anything.
Blimey.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, the roof's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, I love these galleries and the paintings and the ceiling.
When you get up to this level and you look at the detail, you actually realise that all the trickery works. This is all just stencil effect. This is very, very basic stuff. You look at the butterflies over there, you look at that little flower motif, it's all stenciled. Dum, dum, dum. Very quick, very easy, very cheap. It's just paint. This is without a doubt one of the most ornate and decorative interiors imaginable, and it's been a real inspiration for Neil and Jackie. But if they're going to achieve the same effect, they've got to use the same Victorian trickery to get something so lavish on a very affordable budget, and that's a big challenge.
With the Devon downpours now behind them and a new year dawning, they've had time to reflect on their situation. Having spent more time than they planned renting in Brixham, Neil's finally had a chance to talk to Jackie about living together permanently in the church.
So things seem to have changed a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I hear.
Yes, yeah.
So to fill me in?
Yeah, well, we are going to move to Brixham when the building's finished. We've decided that we want to use that as the main base. So yeah, that's a big step actually.
That's a huge step.
Yeah.
And how do you feel
Neil
about
and I have
that?
never lived together.
I know, that's what I'm thinking, it's massive.
Yeah.
Did you take a bit of persuading?
No.
Come on.
No. Neil tells me that I've got an alpha male's view on commitment.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
He's mad about you. He is.
God, what has he been saying?
He is. He's a right soppy bugger.
Yeah, no, he is. He's lovely. He enriches my life, actually.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Neil's battled through to get the roof finished, and now that the church is finally wind and watertight, they can start to think ahead to the detail, the colours and finishes. And Jackie's back playing her role in this all-consuming restoration.
And we got...
Oh my word. You've done the stars on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's proper William Burgess stuff, that is. You have been absolutely directly inspired by all of his work, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. And, when you look at the picture from Castlecloth and then you look at this, you can kind of see the similarities. I mean, it's our own version of it, obviously. But one of the things that you have to decide kind of is at what point you kind of do something like this. And actually, it's worked really well for us. It's been really motivating.
Actually, it has, actually.
Because, we've had all the mayhem, going on downstairs, and then you come in here and there's a guy up his ladder painting stars. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's going, oh, all right.
It's quite surreal.
Yeah.
His name was Mark, and we've renamed him Michelangelo.
You need to get out more.
Ingenious as always, Neil has come up with a way to imprint the stars, his own take on William Burgess' design.
We couldn't find any stars that we liked, so we made some.
You actually made
some stars. We made them. We designed them and we had them cut out, George.
And now I've got a chance to make my own mark on this restoration.
4 to 500.
Can I do some?
Please. Yes. So what you do is you put literally the smallest amount of paint on and just dab. That's it. Stronger dabs, that's it.
Ta-da!
Star of George.
The Star of George. The George Star. You can't get more egotistical than that, can you?
Could you just do another 100 or so?
So how's it been? Like, how's it been in terms of the, you know, the work and the hours and the commitment you've had to put into it?
There's been a lot of work, particularly for Neil, because all routes really lead to Neil, because Neil's on site all day, and then, you know, when we're finished, then it's like, you know, looking at designs of things, sourcing
10 o'clock at night.
things.
What is this, Neil? What are we doing with it? Like, leave me alone.
It's pretty relentless though, isn't it?
It is.
I mean,
it's
it is a
full on,
marathon.
yeah. It is full on. We're really enjoying it, but it probably is more stressful than we realise, actually.
Yeah.
It's the first thing we talk about in the morning and the last thing probably at night.
So a real passion and love for the building, actually.
Yeah, because it has got such a rich history that you just feel that you want to do it for all the people before you, really.
You know what, Jackie? I quite like this.
Inspired by Jackie's commitment to the church and its history, I'm keen to find its link to the Brixham community of today. When our Fisherman's Church was deconsecrated in 1977, its congregation moved here to All Saints Church. I've come to meet Gordon Partridge, whose ancestors were in the choir that sang in Neil and Jackie's new home.
This is Harry, who was a great uncle to me. He was a chorister, he was a trawler skipper.
He looks tough.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like a bit of a bruiser to me.
Oh, he was, yeah. He was a hard man, as they all were, and yet very reverent hard men, which maybe seemed like a contradiction in terms. But Harry served his time as an apprentice fisherman. They did 7 years. Very, very hard life, getting very little money. He passed, he was one of the youngest to pass for his master's ticket, and at 24 was when he went through the church down to Central Africa.
He went to Africa?
To Africa.
Why?
To skipper a mission vessel, a steamer.
It turns out that Gordon's great-uncle Harry travelled to Africa to teach the fishermen the revolutionary methods he'd so skillfully mastered as a young apprentice. Not only had the church supported him as a fisherman in Brixham, but had given him the opportunity to embark on an adventure that he could have only imagined in his wildest dreams.
It just reminds me of that fantastic saying of, you can give a man a fish and you can feed him for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime.
That's exactly right.
I just never thought that our humble little St. Peter's Church up there would have such a global reach.
No, all of my family, my own father, my grandfather, all of them, they're all represented in that church, their life. And I'd like to give this to you, George, to present to the new owners.
Neil and Jackie are going to be absolutely thrilled with that. I can't tell you. Incredible.
With Neil and Jackie now fully committed to living in the church permanently when it's finished, it's a massive day for the build. The glass floor separating the ground floor and the basement is about to be fitted. To get to this point, Neil has commissioned with pinpoint precision 4 giant panels of glass that will be fitted perfectly into the void. Each pane is triple glazed, heated and toughened so that it can withstand 2 tons of structural weight. Once the glass has been laminated together, it's then vacuum packed and reheated again. It's finally ready to be placed in this 100-year-old church to give it a new spatial dimension inconceivable to its original architects.
Come on, Jackie. Come on, Jacqueline.
Take the scary step. Go on.
Come on, right over to where you were.
It feels
No.
really odd.
No. If you dare do it, jump.
No.
Come on.
Go on.
Go on then.
Go on.
Ready?
1,
1,
2,
2, 3. Go on, higher. Go on, more. Ready? You gotta keep jumping. Ready? Go on.
Higher, Jacqueline, come on, higher.
So far, all the work done in this build is looking absolutely beautiful. But Neil and Jackie have set themselves as 45 days to get it completely finished. And when you look at it, they've got skirting boards to do, electrics to finish, plumbing to do, tiling, decorating, you name it. They have set themselves a massive challenge.
14 months ago, this church in Brixham in Devon was derelict and unloved. Built in 1874 to give spiritual and pastoral care to the fishing community, it was deconsecrated 100 years later. When Jackie and Neil bought the church, it was dark, damp and forgotten, and previous attempts to restore it had failed. They had planned to complete the build within a year and on a budget of £100,000, but halfway through, they were already £20,000 over. 4 months over schedule, the church finally has its new roof and a new name.
Oh my word. Unbelievable.
What used to be an abandoned shell with water pouring through it is now a magical vaulted space which harks back to the Gothic Revival period when the church was first built.
And the grading of the ceiling, you know, and those colours that you worked so hard for, didn't you? You really thought about getting that effect. Look at that! Look at that!
The new glass between the ground floor and basement has the incredible effect of floating in the space and connects the two levels together.
You've taken an old building and completely spun it and flipped it on its head.
Somebody came in the other day and said, "Oh, wow, this is mental." Yeah.
I mean, look at the light coming through there today. I mean, look at that. That is just magical, isn't it? I mean, it's stunningly beautiful. You've got your kind of cosy, snug over here. You've got your dining area. Yeah. So, I mean, you're never going to move from that sofa. You're just going to sit there all the time looking at that. In fact, I'm going to do it. Bugger it. It doesn't get any better than that.
What used to be a decorative arch has been knocked through to create a new kitchen, divided by another glass floor, hinting at the space below.
That nervousness of where you're going to step off a solid floor across a clear piece of glass to then go up one of the tiles.
This is harder, I think, than the other glass floor actually to stand on.
But I genuinely had absolutely no idea what the space was going to look like. And actually, you look now, the tiles are amazing.
And we still have a nice view.
And then your cheeky little view, look at that. Yeah. That's not a bad place to stand there and do the dishes, is it? And downstairs is I'm getting a glimpse of it from here, actually.
Downstairs is as special, actually.
The stairs that led down to a dark, damp bunker now descend to a bright, modern space. The bedrooms are light and airy, with space made for ensuite bathrooms. The new lounge is now bathed in natural light, and subtle touches serve as a gentle reminder of the important history of this church. What was the vicar's study and coal hall has been surprisingly transformed into Neil and Jackie's very own wet room.
Look at the coal hole.
Oh my word. Oh, you've gone dark in here. That is mad, isn't it? It's quite ephemeral, actually, quite magical as a space.
But it's their bedroom, where the altar used to be, that has the biggest transformation.
The light is unbelievable. I mean, as the sunlight is just changing through that window above, it completely changes the atmosphere in the space.
Out of the bed.
It's incredible. Look at that. I mean, that is unbelievable. By doing this, it's just an architectural wonder.
From the basement up to the ceiling was originally one single space. Placing modern state-of-the-art glass in the new floor is a powerful and brave decision.
When you stood on it, you actually get a reflection from the windows.
But that's all about your Gothic church architecture. You're looking up to the heavens. That's why these buildings were in the form they were. And you're sitting here now and you just think, I am looking up to the heavens.
And as you look up, you see their heavenly sky lounge sitting at the apex of St. Peter's Church. It's features like this which really show Jackie and Neil's commitment to the restoration.
So what is the total figure, the total spend, roughly?
I think roughly the glass and the roof and the windows probably added about 50,000.
So you've spent about 170,000
170, 175, yeah.
in total. In terms of that overspend, I'm assuming you didn't just have that money lying around. I mean, it's...
No,
I mean,
we didn't,
I'm just trying to get a feel for how much of a commitment you've really made to it, really.
Yeah, massive commitment, you know.
Yeah, seriously, absolutely. That's my life savings gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything?
Yeah.
That's a massive step, isn't it?
Oh, it's a massive investment.
For Neil and Jackie, their passion and belief in restoring this forgotten church has had a profound effect on them.
I challenge anybody to do something like this without it actually really kind of, you know, impacting all aspects of your life, really.
It's surpassed our dreams, I think. Really. I was getting emotional.
I am.
Thank you, George.
Let's have a tea book.
Thank you, George.
It's good. It's brilliant.
This building has in the past been a beacon of spiritual comfort and hope to the Brixham fishermen and their families. Neil and Jackie's willingness to finish this restoration against all the odds makes sure this church now has a place in the heart of the Brixham community once again.
Thank you so much for coming. It's brilliant. Welcome to Fisherman's Church. What do you think? That sounds like it was quite good. You sound like a bunch of pirates. We're all here, really, to celebrate all the fantastic work that you guys have put in together with all your team and everyone else, the builders and plasterers and everyone, over the last, year and a half? What's it been like, honestly?
Fantastic.
Fisherman's Church tells us just how important the restoration of our old derelict buildings are. Because of Neil and Jackie's drive and commitment to the church, hopefully its legacy will never be forgotten.
I've got a couple of presents for you. The first one, the whole history of the church, why it was built, who built it, who used it, and then really document your legacy, the chapter that you've made, and bringing this building back to life. All for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I've got another tiny little present for you. Just a little one. Now, this picture is unbelievably important. All of this group here, all of them, were fishermen. And I think to have this photograph hanging somewhere in the church that show all the characters that stood in this building and sang as part of the choir is a really lovely thing now.
Yeah.
So this is what the present is.
The church, so thank you.
Thank you.
Two, three. A huge big toast to Neil and Jackie. To Neil and Jackie.
Thank you.
Fantastic restoration project, well done. When this church was first built, its main purpose was to bring the local fishing community together to make relationships stronger. And it seems to me that nearly 140 years later, this building has done exactly the same for Neil and Jackie. This started out as a very straightforward refurbishment project, but it's grown into something far more powerful. This has been a true restoration labour of love and a place for Neil and Jackie to spend the rest of their lives together.